Hey guys, it's Steven here. Welcome back to another episode of the Transfer Target, powered by Snickers Protein, who are helping fans fall back in love with the game during this transfer window. We got loads of transfer goodness to talk about today, and of course, a little bit about United slipping up against Arsenal. Wonderful stuff. And we're going to be talking about Jayden Braaf as well. There's been an update about his future, and it's a serious update as well. But don't forget, this is the Snickers Protein fan line, which is all about you guys. If you want to let us some steam about transfers or get your questions answered by myself, all you got to do is at Stephen McInerney, which is myself, of course, on Twitter, using the hashtag fanline, and you'll get your questions answered by me during these videos. You've only got a couple of days left, and I will be live on Deadline Day, live over on Ball Street's channel from 7 p.m. on Monday, the 1st of February, so I want to see you there as well. For now though, don't forget, get your questions in using the hashtag fanline, and if you send a question in, you do consent to your name and comment being appearing in these videos, so bear that in mind basically when you get your questions in. We've got a few more questions today to start off with before we get on to today's news. I'm going to start initially with this one from Kylo at Delightful Diaz, which is a wonderful name, and it is true, he is very, very delightful. He's as delightful as a Snickers Protein, of course. Throw it over there out of my way so I don't eat it during the video. He says, Kylo says, a lot of people want Tagliafico. Do you think that's realistic, and would you take him? It is realistic. Let me just quickly get his age up because I can't remember exactly how old he is. Tagliafico is 28 years old and will be 29 at the start of next season. Now, Tagliafico is very realistic simply because Manchester City have probably actually already been in for him. Now, I heard it on good authority personally, and you can take this with a pinch of salt if you want to, and you don't have to believe me at all, that City actually did consider going for Tagliafico just before the end of the transfer window from this summer because form wasn't going very well, and City didn't really have a left-back solution at the time, and they weren't really confident in Mendy's ability to be useful during this season. But obviously we didn't get a left-back in because it would have meant we had to move someone out. And interesting enough, one of the players that they were trying to move out before the end of the summer window was Zinchenko. Now, of course, Zinchenko's done his Zinchenko thing again, where he forces his way back into the team and plays really, really well. So it was realistic. What I will say now is that apparently they hadn't gone into the market because they didn't think there was a great, a really good option there in terms of who to sign. Like, they looked around the market, and even though there was some good defenders there, like Tagliafico, they thought, these players, they're all good here, but no one's absolutely special. But Tagliafico would be good now. The one thing he had against him, though, was his age, potentially. Now, he'll be 29 at the start of the season next year, so I think his chance to join Manchester City probably has gone right now. So I do think he's realistic, but at the same time, I think it was more realistic last summer, where a 29-year-old left-back, we're going to need a long-term solution. Imagine as well, a 29-year-old left-back gets one injury, he could be out for a while, we lose another year, or he doesn't adapt, we haven't got much time until his fitness starts to decline in general. So I think, unfortunately for Tagliafico, even though once it was realistic, right now, I think we're staring down a situation where he lost a year, which at his age, unfortunately, it's not old, but they might decide to go for a long-term solution, unfortunately, for Tagliafico. Thank you so much for the question, Kylo. Big love to you. On to the next question. This comes from Lokan, MCFC_Lokan. Fan line, do you think we should go for Husamawa? Yes, I'm a big Husamawa fanboy on this channel. I think he's a brilliant footballer. For me, he fits in that Gundogan, David Silva mold absolutely perfectly. A gifted footballer, not only in the sense that his intelligence is really, really good on the pitch. Obviously, his touch is fantastic. He's a work rate and gifted in the sense that he can play anywhere in midfield. He's one of those midfielders like Gundogan, I guess, that can play as a number 6. Can play as a number 8, can play as a number 10. He's such an intelligent footballer, and we've seen him be great against Manchester City as well, multiple times. So for me, it's an absolute no-brainer. If he wants to come to Manchester City, get him, because we're going to need a Gundogan replacement, and David Silva replacement, and a Fernandinho replacement at some point, unfortunately. I know we've got away with the Silva one with Gundogan, but Gundogan's going to need a potential heir as well. And for me, Husamawa is the kind of person you get in the team and work out where to play late, because he's a fantastic footballer. He fits the age profile and fits the way we play perfectly. Hard working as well. I love him. Absolutely brilliant player. So definitely, mate. Thank you so much for the question, Lokan. And finally, this comes from Dylan, MCFC Dylan. Dylan says, do we need a left back considering how good Zinni is currently, and we have Laporte, Ake, Mende cover? I suspect we do need a left back, mate, even being honest. Zinni's great at the moment, but Mendy's probably going to move on, and obviously we have cover at left back, but Laporte and Ake aren't really specialists. And what's to say, one of them doesn't really adapt to that role particularly well in the long term. I think City will go for a left back because I think we want what Cancelo's given us on the right. And Zinchenko's been good, but I think we'll want someone who's unequivocally a number one choice left back, not a backup option, with Zinchenko being the first choice back up there. So I get your line of reasoning, but there's only, I don't know, what if Zinny doesn't find his form currently long term? He's not fully, what if Mendy, gets injured again? Or, to be honest, I don't think they trust Mendy as cover either, if I'm being honest, which is, I guess, is the thing. And Laporte is cover for defence, and likewise Ake. And I don't think we should rely personally on Zinny, who's great, but we don't know his long-term solution. Could be, but then also 2 centre-backs and a left-back that we don't want in the club anymore personally. So I reckon I get your point, and if we have to go into it next season, I wouldn't be too upset, but I don't think we should hope for things not to go wrong, if that makes sense. So I reckon, go for it if you want to, but at the same time, let's presume things will go wrong and we need a proper recognised left back who can do what Walker and Cancelo can do on the right. Personally, that's how I feel, mate. So thank you so much for the question. Don't forget, you can get yours in using the hashtag fanline and tweeting at me at Stephen McInerney. Don't forget, once again, you can send to your name and comment being used in these videos. Big love to everyone who's got involved. Next on to this, the next bit of news we're going to talk about is Jayden Braaf. Now, Jayden Braaf, obviously the mercurially talented winger, our academy, I think he was the EDS Player of the Year last season, an incredibly talented winger, left-footed, right-footed, he can go either way, score from distance, cuts in from the left, plays on the right sometimes, often on the left, admittedly. A Dutch winger, if you don't know much about him, he's just a mercurial talent. But there were some rumours that apparently he didn't impress Guardiola and the first team players and the coaches with his attitude during training, which is a shame given that City handed him a bumper 5-year contract only less than a year ago. He's a really, really, really good player. But allegedly he's not really settled into first team training, which is weird given his talent, which suggests that it's not really a talent issue, it's more something's not happening right there. Because if the likes of Nemecha and McAtee are training with the first team, Alex Robertson, players that aren't in the Phil Foden category in my personal opinion, if they're trading, well, McAtee maybe, but you know what I'm saying, they're not in the elite level in terms of perception anyway. If they're trading with the first team, Braff should be there too, but the fact that he isn't suggests that maybe there's something's gone behind the scenes there. But anyway, I think loan's good for many reasons. I mean, we could sell him right now, I guess, but I don't really see who that benefits. He signed a 5-year contract. Get him out on loan. Time is a healer, unfortunately. He may have had attitude problems. I don't know if he did or not, but let's entertain this idea. So if he does have that situation, time is a healer, basically. 6 months alone away at Udinese could make him mature massively as a person. It could give him a challenge and a thirst for professionalism that he maybe didn't previously have, hypothetically speaking. He could play really well over there, absolutely excel and think, you know what, I really like this whole kind of being useful and part of a first team. I really like this professional environment. I really like proving to my doubters that I'm as good as I am. It could be that he gets loads of game time in a good league in Serie A, becomes very useful for them, and then maybe plays his way back into Manchester City's first team and the good books. I say back into it, maybe plays his way into the team full stop. It could be that if he has a good 6 months over at Udinese, given the fact that he's got a long time left in his contract, City and Guardiola could go, well, I like this kid, let's see how he comes back in the summer. And he comes back in the summer and he's matured a little bit, he looks focused, he looks ready, because he's had that taste of first team football and he absolutely loves it. It could be that he looks ready and goes, I want this now. I'm going to get my head down, work really, really hard for Guardiola and try and impress during pre-season, and it could be that maybe he gets a chance next season. So that's why I like it. I'm not saying that's going to happen. It could be, it might be too far gone, but this works for everyone, I reckon. It could be a chance for Manchester City to either get him to mature a little bit, if the issues about his maturity are right, or get him in the shop window, get him a higher profile, and get him maybe moved on or something like that. Now, I don't know how well he'll fit into Udinese. Someone did say that actually they play wing backs, which may be difficult for him to get in the team, which is a good point. I don't know, but I know Udinese are a good club. That's something that I can tell you that for free. Udinese clearly are a good club. And obviously playing around that level for a good team, well organised, is only going to help his chances, potentially, if he does well, getting back to Manchester City. It could be that this is an inevitable step before they sell him in the summer or something like that. I don't know. But for now, though, it's a very interesting move. And finally, I've got to get onto this, by the way. United dropped points against Arsenal. Yes! Oh, it's wonderful. I'm sorry. Pep's tricky clean sheet blues, man. We are 3 points clear with a game in hand now. United dropping 5 points, dropping 5 points in 2 games. It's wonderful stuff. We could pull clear now with our game in hand against United. We're not game in hand against United. We're not game in hand on United, sorry, not against them. And we're 6 points clear, which is wonderful stuff. And of course, now we're relying as well, potentially, on West Ham tomorrow night, which is not even unfeasible, getting some points from their current Champions League top 4 rivals, Liverpool. Genuinely, Liverpool are 7 points behind us. Well, they're currently only 10 points behind us. Let's have a look at the Premier League table. They're currently... Liverpool are... No, they're 7 points behind us currently, sorry. But they play West Ham tomorrow. So if West Ham do us a favour, we've all played the same amount of games now. So City are 3 points ahead of United with a game in hand. Same amount of games as Liverpool, but we're 7 points clear. If West Ham do us a favour tomorrow, we could pull even further away. Now Leicester as well, of course, are a rival there. But I still see Liverpool as our biggest rivals. Leicester have got Leeds tomorrow. And that's not even like they could drop points there away. Either way, things are looking very good for Manchester City, guys. It's wonderful. Thank you so much for all the questions. And thank you to all the patrons and all that kind of stuff. Don't forget, fan line if you want to get your questions in as well, and I will be live on deadline day on Ball Street's transfer deadline day show at 7 p.m. I think it's going to be on Monday, so I'll see you there. For now though, subscribe, like, comment, go check the match reaction, and have a wonderful day.